The 2025 Tesla Model Y, known as Juniper, is grabbing attention during road tests. It's been spotted with a completely revamped look, making people curious about the upcoming changes. The design is more modern, more aerodynamic, and you know what that means? Less air resistance, which helps the car use less energy while driving. In other words, you can travel longer without worrying too much about stopping to recharge. Those who got a close look at the test noticed that the car's lines are smoother, almost as if it's cutting through the wind more intelligently. This could mean that the range, or the distance the car can travel on a single charge, will significantly improve. It's clear they are following the style of the Model 3 Highland, with smoother headlights and bumpers, almost as if the car is gliding through the wind. And the most interesting part? Those air vents we used to see at the front of cars are now super discreet, almost invisible. This is all part of a strategy to reduce aerodynamic drag, which in simple terms helps the car use less energy while on the road. Of course, Tesla isn't just focused on appearance. This new, more aerodynamic design plays a crucial role in the car's energy efficiency. With less wind resistance, the car can cover more distance with less energy, which is essential for anyone looking to extend their range. It's like the car slices through the air more smoothly, making better use of every kilometer. On top of that, these changes also give the vehicle a more modern, cleaner look, you know? That futuristic style that's already become a Tesla trademark. One thing worth highlighting is how Tesla balances aesthetics and functionality. These new headlights aren't just there to look good. They genuinely help improve the car's performance. They have a thinner, more elongated design, which reduces the car's frontal impact against the wind. It might seem like a small thing, but in the world of electric cars, every detail makes a difference. And as a result, besides giving the Model Y a more aggressive look, this shape helps to improve overall efficiency. Now, about the bumpers, they follow the same logic. Smoother shapes to cut through the air better. Tesla is practically sculpting the wind with these new bumpers, reducing that annoying resistance cars face when driving at high speeds. If you've ever seen how a Formula One car is designed, you'll understand the idea. The concept is the same. The less turbulence, the better the performance. But in Tesla's case, the focus isn't just on speed, but also on energy efficiency. Speaking of air intakes, it's almost like they've disappeared, right? But that's not quite the case. They're still there, just much more hidden and discreet. Tesla is playing with the design to optimize everything to the max. Fewer visible air intakes mean the car faces less resistance while moving. And this not only helps with energy savings, but also gives the car a much more futuristic look, almost like one of those sci-fi cars we used to see in movies. And if you think this is just about looks, think again. The impact of reducing aerodynamic drag is huge when it comes to performance. With the car facing less wind resistance, it not only uses less energy, but also becomes more stable at high speeds. It's the kind of adjustment that, when combined with other innovations, makes the experience of driving a Tesla smoother and more efficient. And all this, of course, without compromising the performance that's already one of the brand's strong points. Another interesting point is how these design changes directly impact battery consumption. Tesla is always looking for ways to maximize efficiency, and the fact that the new Model Y has less drag means it can go farther on a full charge. Every extra kilometer the car can travel without needing to stop for a recharge makes a huge difference, especially on long trips. It's almost as if Tesla is constantly fine-tuning the car to deliver the most range with the least amount of energy. On the other hand, the new 4,680 battery cells that Tesla is introducing in the Model Y promise a revolution in electric vehicle range. Imagine a battery that could increase the car's range by up to 15%. This means that with a single charge, the Model Y could travel more than 380 miles, which is around 611 kilometers. For those used to taking long trips, this is a game changer. Just think about the peace of mind from not having to stop as often to recharge, while also contributing to the environment, since these advancements make the car more energy efficient. These new 4,680 cells are not only physically larger, they also bring a series of internal innovations. The larger size allows them to store more energy, which is great, but the real magic is in their design. Unlike older batteries, these new ones have fewer components in the way, making it easier for electricity to flow and reducing energy loss. In the end, you get more out of the charge you put into the car without wasting anything. Not to mention, the new design also helps reduce the car's weight, and we all know that the lighter the car, the more efficient it becomes. In addition to the increased range, these 4,680 cells also promise a significant improvement in charging time. With current technology, charging an electric car is already much faster than it used to be, but with these new batteries, that time could be cut even further. Imagine the convenience of stopping to recharge your car and being ready to hit the road again in no time. It's almost as if Tesla is saying, "Hey, we don't want you wasting time standing still. Go enjoy your trip." This changes the game for anyone who's ever doubted the practicality of electric cars for long journeys. What's also interesting is that the 4,680 cells are designed to be cheaper to produce. And what does that mean in practice? More savings for anyone thinking about buying a Tesla in the future. It's not just about the car being good for the planet. It's about making it more accessible to more people. If Tesla can produce these batteries on a large scale at a lower cost, we could see a drop in electric car prices, making it easier for many people to transition from combustion vehicles to electric ones. The durability of these new batteries is another point that cannot be ignored. The 4,680 cells are designed to last longer, which is great not only for consumers but also for the environment. After all, a battery that needs to be replaced less often generates less waste and less demand for natural resources. Tesla is betting on a longer life cycle for these batteries, which means that over the years, car maintenance costs could also decrease. Who wouldn't want a car that requires less maintenance? Another intriguing aspect is how these batteries could impact the car's overall performance. The idea of having more energy available, combined with the fact that the new cells allow for better energy distribution, could result in a car that responds better, accelerates faster, and still maintains efficiency. If there's one thing Tesla loves, it's surprising people with the performance of its vehicles. And with these new batteries, the expectation is that the Model Y will be even more agile and fun to drive. The environmental impact is also not left out. These new batteries are being produced with a smaller ecological footprint. Tesla is constantly looking for ways to reduce the impact of its battery production, and the 4,680 cells are a big step in that direction. With fewer materials wasted during production and a more efficient design, what we have is a product that not only improves the car, but also helps reduce the impact of electric car production on the environment. The promise is of a greener future, and these batteries are part of that commitment. Look, what seems like a subtle change in the Model Y Juniper could end up making a big difference in practice. I'm talking about the new aerodynamic wheels it will likely adopt. They may come in 3 size options: 18, 19, and 20 inches, which gives more choice for those who want to customize the car according to their style and needs. The thing here isn't just aesthetics. It's a smart move to improve energy efficiency. The aerodynamic wheels help reduce drag, which means the car will consume less energy while in motion. Just imagine this on a long trip. Every kilometer counts when the goal is to save battery. And the coolest thing about these wheel options is that Tesla managed to balance 2 worlds that typically don't mix: efficiency and sportiness. The larger 20-inch wheels bring that more robust and sporty look that many people love without sacrificing aerodynamic efficiency. On the other hand, The smaller 18-inch wheels are perfect for those looking for maximum energy savings. So, you can choose between something that offers more sporty performance or something that favors autonomy, depending on what you find more important in your daily life. The design of these wheels is much more than just looks. Tesla, as always, is paying attention to every detail to ensure the car performs better in all aspects. When we talk about aerodynamic wheels, we're talking about less air resistance and, consequently, a car that moves more smoothly. It's almost like the car is floating on the road, using less effort to move. In the world of electric cars, this means more kilometers with the same battery charge. A simple adjustment, but it makes a huge difference in practice. Now, if you're thinking about performance, these wheels do not disappoint. Even with a focus on energy efficiency, Tesla didn't compromise on sporty handling. The larger wheels offer more grip, which makes driving more precise, especially in curves or at higher speeds. Anyone who enjoys feeling the car firmly on the road will love this combination of sportiness with cutting-edge technology. And the best part, all this without sacrificing the efficiency that Tesla values so much. An interesting point is how these new wheels should influence the car's stability. Larger wheels often give a sense of more control, especially on rougher roads or slightly uneven terrains. This can improve not only the driving experience, but also the car's safety. After all, when you have a car that responds well to the steering wheel and maintains stability, your confidence while driving greatly increases. It's the kind of detail that may go unnoticed at first glance, but makes all the difference in the long run. Another thing many people don't realize is how these aerodynamic wheels directly affect comfort inside the car. When the wheel design and size are well adjusted, the car ends up being quieter and smoother to drive. This is because less air resistance also means less noise and vibration. So in addition to being an economical and sporty car, the Model Y Juniper will be more comfortable for both the driver and passengers, especially on long trips. A bonus that will undoubtedly be very welcome. And what about the look? You can't ignore the fact that these new wheels will make the Model Y Juniper even more futuristic and stylish. Tesla has a unique way of combining functionality with bold design, and these redesigned wheels are a clear example of that. They make the car look more aerodynamic and modern without losing that robust appearance. So, in addition to all the technical improvements, you'll also have a car that stands out visually on the road. With all this, you can see that Tesla is thinking about every detail to make the Model Y Juniper a car that balances style, efficiency, and sportiness in a well-rounded way. These new wheels are just one piece of the larger puzzle that Tesla is putting together, where every detail, no matter how small, has a direct impact on the overall driving experience. And it looks like the Juniper will establish itself as one of Tesla's most interesting models yet. Tesla has a curious way of mixing the future with some elements of the past, right? In the case of the Model Y Juniper, the rearview mirrors seem to be a good example of this. The prototype comes with larger mirrors, something that very much resembles older models. It's funny to think that while the car is full of cutting-edge technology, like sensors and cameras everywhere, Tesla chose to bring back something more classic like these wide mirrors. And it makes sense because they offer much better visibility for the driver, helping to avoid those blind spots that can be a problem on the road. What stands out is how this seemingly simple detail can make a huge difference in safety. The larger the mirror, the more you can see of your surroundings. With a growing concern for safety, especially in electric cars that have rapid acceleration and are super quiet, ensuring that the driver has the best possible view is a very important point. These larger mirrors end up being an addition that goes beyond design, focusing on providing a safer driving experience, both for those inside the vehicle and for other road users. Now, think about it. Despite all the technological advances in electric cars, there are still people who prefer to rely on what their eyes can see. Yes, cameras are great, and sensors help a lot when parking or changing lanes, but nothing completely replaces that quick glance in the rearview mirror to ensure everything is all right around you. With these larger mirrors, the driver gains a bit more control and confidence, something that can be crucial in certain situations on the road. Perhaps this is Tesla giving that extra touch for those who still value traditional driving methods. One interesting aspect of the size of the mirrors is how this can even affect comfort inside the car. When you have a wider field of vision, you don't need to twist and turn as much to check for cars coming from behind or beside you. This makes a difference on longer trips where every little convenience counts. Not to mention that these larger mirrors are especially useful in big cities, where traffic can be unpredictable and the streets are often quite narrow. Additionally, there's a practical side to these larger mirrors that many don't think about immediately. In more complicated maneuvers, like trying to park in a tight spot, they can be key to avoiding minor accidents, scratches, or collisions. Even with all the driver assist technology, such as cruise control and blind spot monitoring, having a large, well-positioned mirror remains one of the most effective ways to ensure you don't scrape your car against the curb or another vehicle. Now, what's curious is that even with the larger size, the mirrors on the Model Y Juniper seem to have a more refined design, which is typical of Tesla. They aren't just large for the sake of being large. There's a whole aerodynamic aspect involved. These mirrors are designed to minimize drag and not hinder the vehicle's energy efficiency, which is a crucial point in an electric vehicle. In other words, Tesla has managed to balance functionality with the futuristic design that everyone expects. And we can't ignore the fact that these larger mirrors can also be a touch of accessibility. For some drivers, especially older ones or those with mobility limitations, having larger mirrors means less physical effort to adjust and see what's around. This makes the driving experience much more relaxed and comfortable for all kinds of people. So, in the end, these rearview mirrors can be small details that make a big difference for many drivers. With all this, Tesla continues to prove that it's always thinking about every aspect of the driving experience, from the most advanced technology to seemingly simple details like rearview mirrors. Solid-state batteries have been the talk of the town for a while now, haven't they? Many believe they are the future of electric cars, and it's easy to understand why. Tesla, as always, is keeping an eye on this technology, and it wouldn't be surprising to see the Model Y equipped with this type of battery at some point. If that happens, we can expect some significant changes. Range, for example, will be one of the major beneficiaries. With solid-state batteries, the Model Y could travel much farther on a single charge, which would be a huge advantage, especially on long trips. Another point that draws attention to these batteries is the charging time. Imagine being able to charge your car in a fraction of the time it takes today. With solid-state batteries, that reality isn't too far off. They have the potential to drastically reduce the time you spend waiting at a charging station. This would be a true game changer for those who are still hesitant about adopting an electric car. After all, the biggest obstacle for many people is still the long wait to charge the battery, especially when compared to how quick it is to fuel up a gasoline car. The issue of safety also plays a strong role in this conversation. Solid-state batteries are much more stable than the lithium-ion ones we use today. You know the concern about the risk of fire in case of accidents or overheating. With this new technology, that would be much less common. Solid-state batteries have a safer structure, with fewer chances of explosions or leaks. And we know that safety is a crucial point for any car, especially when it comes to electric vehicles, which still face some skepticism from certain consumers. Speaking of efficiency, we can't overlook how this technology can impact the car's overall weight. Solid-state batteries, in addition to being more powerful, tend to be lighter. And the less weight, the more efficiency. This means that the Model Y could not only travel more kilometers, but also improve in performance and agility. It's almost as if the car becomes lighter to operate, which can be a significant benefit when optimizing battery energy usage. An interesting fact about solid-state batteries is that they have a much higher energy density. In other words, they can store more energy in the same amount of space. This opens up the possibility for future Tesla models, like the Model Y, to have smaller, yet more powerful batteries. Alternatively, Tesla could choose to maintain the same battery size it currently uses, but with significantly more range. Either way, the flexibility that this technology brings could completely change the design and engineering of cars. Now, something that many people still don't realize is the impact this would have on the electric car market as a whole. If Tesla really adopts solid-state batteries in the Model Y, other manufacturers will have to scramble to keep up and not be left behind. It's the old story of Tesla always pushing the industry forward. With this new technology, the electric vehicle market could enter a new phase, where concerns about range and charging time become things of the past, and the focus shifts even more to the driving experience and sustainability. Additionally, the production of solid-state batteries can also be more sustainable. They use fewer critical materials like lithium and cobalt, which are finite resources and whose extraction has a considerable environmental impact. If Tesla can implement this technology on a large scale, it wouldn't just be improving the performance of its cars. It would also be helping to make the entire production chain greener. This, of course, aligns perfectly with the company's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. The coolest part is that even with all this potential, solid-state batteries are just the beginning. The electric vehicle industry is always evolving, and Tesla seems to always be one step ahead, seeking innovations that truly change the game. It's clear that technology never stops, and with each new discovery, electric cars become more attractive, more practical, and above all, more accessible for everyone.